Hi Leo, welcome to your weekly love reading. What's really going on for you this week in terms of love? We have the Two of Cups in reverse, the Three of Cups in reverse, the Fool in reverse, the Tower and the Magician. So this person is feeling as though there's disharmony within your connection or a breakdown of your connection because of some third party situation. They could have been in another relationship, or maybe they chose to be with someone else or chose to stay with someone else. Third party doesn't have to necessarily be another relationship. It could be them choosing fear over love, or not releasing something that they needed to release in order to make room in their life or in their mind, to be able to have a new beginning for you to enter into their life and have that amazing relationship. And so they feel that they've been foolish in some kind of way, the Fool in reverse. Maybe they didn't take a leap of faith, maybe they didn't reach out, maybe they didn't make things work. Maybe in some cases they only communicated to you when alcohol was involved. Maybe you met when there was a lot of drinking and alcohol involved, perhaps. Could be the third party situation, could be other people involved, like interfering with the connection. Maybe they feel like they were foolish in that kind of way because they couldn't see something clearly, basically. Maybe they feel like they chose the wrong person or just chose the wrong path and it's taken them away from you. Maybe you've walked away from them. You know, maybe the decision that they made you feel heartbroken and created this tower moment within you. Then maybe you walked away and now they feel this tower moment as well. But I feel like this had to happen in order to shake things up, because there was some kind of unhealthy dynamic that kept going on repeat between you both. And it may be that neither of you could fully see clearly, but there's epiphanies, there's awareness now because of the separation that occurred and the heartbreak that occurred. Maybe you learnt to have that self-worth, that self-love. Maybe in the past you were looking subconsciously to this other person to validate you or to make you feel lovable or good enough. Maybe you were overgiving, trying to prove yourself to this person, and this person was taking you for granted because the less they did, the more you did, kind of thing, and it allowed them to stay in their comfort zone and not take a leap of faith. There's could be like a childlike naivety about this person, or maybe both of you in some ways in the past. But there was an unhealthy dynamic. There was some kind of foundation built upon, how can I word this? A lack of authenticity in some kind of way. So a relationship or situationship built upon some kind of unhealthy dynamic. And it's likely that because this normally shows like the masculine and the feminine falling out of the tower. In this one it shows the masculine. But this is like the ego death. This is like a comfort zone. This is you both having walls up or both wearing masks, perhaps in some kind of way. However it resonates, some kind of comfort zone, some kind of safety mechanism that you both had in place. Or one of you, it may have been more prominently the divine masculine, that was creating a wedge between you both. There was it's like your connection could only go so far, and then it kind of halted or came to a stop at a certain point, and you were waiting for this person to come forward, meet you halfway, or take the action, make things happen. And there was this line, and they were never crossing it. They may have walked up to the line, but then walked away again. And they were never crossing over that line. They were never taking that leap of faith, kind of thing. But now they're wanting to create a new beginning with the Magician here. This is self-mastery. This person has learnt a lot from whatever's happened here. And they want that brand new beginning. They're trying to manifest that. So let's look at some clarifying cards. All of the message cards in today's reading are my own creation. Yeah, okay, so we have the Queen of Pentacles. I love how you nurture me. So there may have been a parent-child dynamic going on here, where you are more of the parent kind of role. You are nurturing this person, trying to help them heal. They may have had addictions, or you know, a lot of childhood trauma, a lot of difficulties. You may have tried to pay their finances, pay all their bills or something. This person loved how you nurtured them. It's like the less they did, the more you gave, the more you became that parent type figure. And in a way, it was like nurturing that inner child. You were loving them in a way that they never felt loved before, most likely from their own mother or father or both parents. And you know, this wasn't a dynamic that was going to lead to an equal, balanced, romantic relationship between you both. And they were quite happy with you showering them with so much love in that kind of way, but you were left feeling abandoned or rejected. You were left feeling like they weren't given equally. Healing is here. We have the Star card, so this is really positive. This unhealthy dynamic is broken down, but the Tower is always a blessing in disguise, because it means you can now have this opportunity to rebuild your relationship, but in a much more healthier way. I feel like you've learned self-esteem, you've learned healthy boundaries, you've learned that none of this was ever personal. It was something your soul agreed to experience in order to trigger your wounds, and for you to eventually come back to knowing that you deserve the best, kind of thing. I'm so weighed down, the Ten of Wands. So yeah, there was a lot of emotional trauma, I feel, within both of you, and it was causing you to both sort of react to each other and come towards each other from a place of fear. And you may both have had those walls up, but that's a 10. So it's saying a transformation is here, or will be very soon. Okay, so we have once the Tower, the illusions have crumbled, we have I see everything so clearly now. This is the High Priestess. This is awakening, epiphanies, which was needed and may have needed to be that Tower moment in order for epiphanies to occur. Please don't leave me, the Eight of Cups. So yeah, you had to walk away because this person was acting foolishly, or they were choosing to just be like Peter Pan and not grow up, and they were, you know, rather be out drinking and having fun with their mates or something, or flirting or being with other people. But now they're worried that they've lost you. I'm offering you something real, so they're going to come forward with a tangible offer, a tangible new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. We have the Six of Swords. Let's heal this. So this is about moving away from or out of adversity into the healing. Okay, so let's look at some more messages cards. We're going to start off with these, our Eternal Love cards. Then we will look into a couple more decks before pulling messages out of the bag and looking into the divination dice and the charms. So we have, I can't sleep at night because I'm worried about our connection. How do we make it work? So yeah, they're having sleepless nights. They're worrying that there's too much damage that's happened here. They're having regrets about acting foolishly. They're worried that they've lost you. Trying to figure out how to make amends, basically. Yeah. I feel like this person took you for granted. I miss what we had in the past. I often reminisce about those times. So they want those times back. They want that closeness with you. They want to feel intimately bonded with you, emotionally, physically, mentally. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. There's some kind of situationship where this person wasn't fully coming forward and making a real commitment. I felt safer to live in a daydream. I was scared of getting hurt. So this person always kept the connection at arm's length in some kind of way. They never let it fully progress into a full-on commitment. You may have had an astral connection where you're connecting on different dimensions or telepathically, and it felt safer for them to connect with you in that kind of way, or connect with you from afar in some kind of way, because then they felt that it was less likely they'd be rejected. And when they were keeping their distance, I feel like there was a time when you were chasing them, and that was validating them. It was making them feel safe, like you'd always be there for them no matter what. So maybe they felt like you kind of enjoyed the chase, and that was kind of keeping you there. I grew up with bad role models. I have no clue how to love you like you deserve. So whatever way they've been acting is what they've learnt from their own upbringing. And they've been struggling with some self-esteem issues because we have "you're so perfect. I don't think I can be that perfect." So they were comparing themselves to you, and having like negative thoughts about themselves. So let's look at the "I love you to the moon" and back cards. Yeah, we have "Do you still love me?" So obviously they're hoping that you do. They are afraid that they've lost you, that you've given up on them, that they've hurt you too much. It hurts. I love you so deeply, and yet things run much more smoothly with other people. So there was that Three of Cups, third party card. So they could have chosen to be with someone else because maybe that connection just sort of fell into their lap, and it just happened easily, and it's because the connection's not as intense, so it wasn't calling for such a spiritual awakening. They may have had karma with the other person, you know, it may not have been like a mistake that they chose to be with that person. You know, it was most likely, wow, I caught that on my legs, a karmic contract that they needed to go through. I can't get you out of my head. So yeah, they're always thinking about you. Yeah, a lot of triggering has occurred within your connection. A soul contract here, because we met in order to hurt each other into awakening. I'm sorry it's such a harsh form of love. I wanted romantic bliss too. So this person did want all the things that you have wanted in terms of a romantic relationship, but it's about the energetic dynamic. It's about that soul contract. What did your souls agree to learn about coming into more harmony within yourselves as individuals, so you can come into more harmony with each other? If you are not in a vibration of self-love, I cannot get close to you. So yeah, this was one of the main lessons that you've both needed to learn and have been learning, having that self-love, because I feel like you're reflections of each other. You may well be twin flames. Yeah, my ego got too caught up in you chasing me. So yeah, you were validating them. It was causing them to be enabled to stay in their comfort zone kind of thing. This person It's like the universe caused a tower moment because this person needed to be kind of shoved in the right direction or healing themselves and not relying on you so much. Yeah, I'm so worried that I've lost you. Okay, so the messages from the Divine Masculine cards. Everything's falling apart. So yeah, that is that tower moment. They're very scared right now. Let me be your king. So the king energy is like that self-mastery. It's that maturity. It's that divine masculine. And they want to be your equal. We have, I find it hard to trust. So they may have distrusted your feelings for them. They may have felt like you were just in love or infatuated with some kind of projection that you put onto them, like some sort of idealization, or you were in love with their potential kind of thing rather than the real them. Someone is triggering me. So yeah, I feel like they're very much triggered within this connection. I want to do things right. So yeah, they have regrets. They feel like they acted foolishly and now they want to do the right thing. Let's pull some messages out of the bag. Overthinking. Yeah. They had fears of that rejection. And that was creating a lot of self-destructive tendencies within your relationship. They feel lost without you. I need you. So yeah, they definitely want you back, but they want to do things right this time around. They were hiding their feelings. Yeah, so they didn't take that leap of faith to be vulnerable. Shaking, sweaty, stuttering. So this person may be shy, or they just feel incredibly self-conscious and nervous around you. They may have been afraid of making a fool out of themselves, so they didn't take that leap of faith. Okay, so let's look at the divination dice next. They feel like you're angry with them right now. That they're worried about coming forward. They're worried that you're not going to be open and receptive to them. They regret causing you heartbreak. They're like this monk. They're going inwards. They're listening to the divine now. They're trying to heal themselves. They're doing the shadow work. We have the mandolin. This always reminds me of like being serenaded, like in Shakespearean times. So they may communicate with you through music. They may have written a song about you if they're a musician. They want harmony. They're putting in the work. They're fighting for the connection, is what I'm picking up from that. Yeah, the universe stepped in and created this tower moment. This is confirmation that it was neither of your fault. You know, this isn't a blame game, but the universe stepped in and created that bolt of lightning to strike down the unhealthy dynamic, because that was one of the agreements that you had. It's like you both were gonna meet each other in this lifetime, and subconsciously you both knew there was a soul contract where you would have to go your separate ways temporarily. And it's like you were both trying to avoid that because it felt like you were going to be rejected or abandoned. And so both of you were trying to avoid that on a deep subconscious level. And so then the universe had to come in and make that happen, make your biggest fears kind of come true, but that forced you to actually go through those wounds, actually experience them so you could heal and release them. Because when you were both trying to avoid feeling that wound of rejection, you weren't fully able to heal it within yourselves. So let's see what charms want to come out for you today. Okay, so I'm feeling like this person can be very stubborn. We have 2 cat charms here. So cats may be significant as well. If I fits, I sits. So this person was kind of sitting still. They're being stubborn. But there's a kitten here. So it's like they were like an innocent kitten in truth. Could have been a parent-child dynamic because there's the adult cat and the kitten. We have I love you. So this person does truly love you. There's 2 rings here, and one of them is the engagement ring. So they want this commitment. They may want to get married to you. There's this infinite bond, I feel. Deep romantic love, feeling very passionate about you at this time, wanting to take your connection further now and do things right. Thank you so much for joining me here. I really do appreciate it. Take care. Bye.